All right, my name is Troy Hodges. I'm 40 years old. I'm making this. I'm gonna make a series of videos here that go on for a while, and my intention behind them is to motivate and encourage people to start a habit of getting themselves in shape and getting healthy, so that they can be there for their families, for their own longevity, or at least, we don't have any control necessarily, complete control of our longevity. We could die tomorrow, but we can be healthy on the way until it happens, all the way up until the point. I do believe that. And yeah, God can take you out tomorrow, but why be sick all the way up to them? Why be on blood pressure medicine? Why be on, why have all these kind of things going on? Why not be able to get up and down, or your knees hurting if you've been down to pick something up? You know what I mean? So this is to encourage people, and I'm going to start at the very beginning level on how to build their mental strength and to build consistency and to execute and to get it done. Most people know, like, hey, 6 months down the road, if I do these things, I'll get here. But they never stick with it. And I know there's plenty of self-help books out there, and there's all kind of gurus that tell you, explain how it works. And most of us are smart enough to understand that it's pretty basic. But as smart as we are, we're easily deceived, and we're easily talk ourselves out of doing something, and we can't stick with it. And a lot of people don't realize why. And I think I have a pretty good explanation for it. And that's what we're going to do here. And we're going to start off this workout that we're going to do at the end after I do the introduction, because we're going to talk about mental strength first and how to conquer that so that we can remain consistent and do these workouts. We're going to start off with an easy workout, which is 10 burpees. Now, it's going to be 10 burpees without a jump. And here's the thing. If you have a hard time even getting down on the ground and getting up without getting out of breath, that's okay, because that's all you got to do on those 10 is you just get down onto your knees and you lay. If you can do a push-up, great. If you can't, great. Now, if I cough during this video, I've been sick for the last few days and I'm getting over it, but I just wanted to start this. I had it on my heart to do it, so that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, moving on. If you get on the ground and you can get on your knees and you can do a push-up, that's fine. Do it like that. If you can't do a push-up, lay out flat on the ground with your hands out. Then get yourself back to your knees and get up. That counts as one. Because what we're doing is we're getting ourselves moving. We're creating a habit. It doesn't matter if you can do 10 perfect burpees or whatever, or 500 like so-and-so down the road. That don't matter. You're running your own race. And what we're doing is we're building something great. We're starting at the foundation, right? The very foundation, which is where we're about to get to. That's even before the mental. And that's what we're about to talk about right now. All right, number one. Let me tell you a little bit about me. All right, so I was a smoker from the time I was 15 years old. I started smoking cigarettes. And I smoked till I was 36. And I was a 2-pack a day smoker. And I had, a really hard time quitting. And I finally got Chantix medicine and I quit. And I thought it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And maybe it was. But anyway about it. Once I quit, food started tasting good. I quit at 36. So I'm 40 now. So food started tasting real good. I still exercised, did some push-ups, worked out a little bit, stuff like that. So I didn't mind getting a little bit of mass and stuff like that. And I was just eating whatever, and I could breathe better. So I was like, I just felt invincible, and I ate bullshit, like a bunch of garbage, just a pint of ice cream every day, 4 or 5 sodas, eat several times a day. And I was like, oh, I'm gaining that mass. I ain't worried about it. Until last October, I was eating dinner after eating a whole bunch of other junk all day, and my hands and feet went like numb, like tingling. It was a pretty scary feeling. And what I ended up doing was I went immediately and took adult aspirin. And then my wife had a blood pressure cup here, and her mom's a nurse. I mean, nobody in my immediate family here at the house has blood pressure problems. But she had one, I took it, my blood pressure was really high. And anyway, about it, the next day I didn't eat for a while, and then the first time I did, my blood pressure went back up. So I did a 180. So for about the next 3 weeks, I didn't eat during the day, and I ate fruits and vegetables at night. I did that for about 3 or 4 weeks, till one morning I was at work and I got dizzy. Well, what I let happen was I let my electrolytes get too low, right? And so when I went to the doctor, they said, oh, your electrolytes were low, and I wasn't eating enough. I lost too much weight too fast. I got up to about 205, 200 to 205, and then I came all the way back down to 170 in 3 or 4 weeks. And anyway, so I kind of shocked my body big time. And anyway, I had a hard time. But let me tell you, so that's a little bit of backstory. And then I kind of started improving on that, improving on things, and got to where I wasn't eating meat much, and just improving the diet and improving and working on some cardiovascular things and things like that. I mean, here we are in April, so I've done a big difference. I'm about 162, and I feel good. I don't have no joint problems. I don't have none of that going on, because my knees started to hurt after a while, even when I gained that weight and everything else, right? So, which is normally what's going to happen. I mean, even if you gain a bunch of muscle mass, if you get heavy, it's harder for your heart to pump, right? Because it's got to pump through more mass, and it's harder on your joints because now you got to carry it around. And as you get older, that's kind of rough on your body. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm 40, and then I'm not going to be 30 tomorrow. I'm going to be, next year I'm going to be 41. I'm not getting younger. I'm getting older. So I need to really pay attention and take care of myself. And the younger you start this, the better. So now, the very first thing I did when that happened, I got freaked out, was I did a whole lot of praying, right? And that's what we do. We like, we don't pay attention to God as much whenever things are going fine. It's when things are bad, then all of a sudden we want to cry out, I need you, God. And that's exactly what I did. I did a whole lot of praying, and I was asking him to help me, and then because I didn't read the Bible every day like I know I should have, my faith wasn't very strong. So I had to keep asking, and keep on, and keep reading, and I struggled with that for months, just trying to develop the faith that he was going to even heal me, or that I was even going to be able to heal, because you start thinking more of your logical mind, well, this is wrong, and you got plaque, and you could have this, and there's got to be something wrong, and the devil will play tricks with you all day long. So the very first thing, the cornerstone, is you have got, I'm not doing nothing without God. Nothing. Not no more for sure. I've known this all along, but you can't accomplish, once you wrap your mind around this, you're not going to accomplish the same things you can accomplish without God. You can't do it. And I'm going to explain that to you. The thing is if you can build your spiritual strength, then it'll develop. If you develop that, it'll develop your mental strength. It'll develop your mental strength, because you'll have faith in God, and it'll give you faith in yourself because you know that you have God with you. So once you have that faith, then you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be able to accomplish all your goals. And I'm going to tell you, faith, what it is complete confidence in someone or something, right? So how do you get complete confidence in God? How do you get faith and believe the promises that God tells you? Number one, it says faith comes from hearing the Word of God, right? How do you hear the Word of God? By reading the Bible. So you got to read that Bible in the morning, at night. You need to read it like you need oxygen every day. You need oxygen every day. So you need to read it, because even if you're unhealthy, right? And even if you're super healthy, you've seen the super cut up guy, even the ones that people have been healthy and they die, right? So God is the one who has control of your breath and your heartbeat. So why we continuously try to do stuff without him, I don't know. I was the same way, and I've been the same way. And you know, I've believed in God and Jesus and was saved, but as a young kid, you know, maybe 12 or 11, 12. And, you know, I've had on again, off again. When things are good, you know, then I'm just kind of doing my own thing, you know, backsliding, you know. When things are bad, I always run to him. And, you know, thankfully he's patient, merciful with us, and he gives us a chance because he's a patient father and he leads us along. And he keeps coming back. So here's the thing. If you read that Bible every day and you work on growing yourself spiritually, you'll grow faith in God, right? And then you'll be like, okay, I can do all things through Jesus who strengthens me. I can do all things through him who strengthens me, right? So you'll develop faith like no other, and he'll give it to you if you ask him. You seek and you'll find. You knock and the door will be open. All of these promises are true, and you'll know they're true because you'll read them and you ask him. If you ask him, he'll empower you. He will empower you to get things done, and you will develop a mental strength like you have never had before. And I am not even joking. You don't believe me? Just try it. So you develop that, right? And you say, well, Jesus says, Troy, that if you could pray for anything and if you believe you have it, you'll have it, right? He says you could say to this mountain, be moved and thrown into the sea, and it'll happen. And if that's true, then Troy, then well, why don't we just say, let's magically get in shape, like let's and pray to get in shape, and then and believing it happens, because it also says in there that faith is dead without works. You got to have some skin in the game. It's like the farmer who planted, you know, who two farmers prayed for rain. One went out and plowed the field. Which one you think is going to get the rain? The one who plowed the field, because the one who plowed the field has complete confidence that he is going to receive it. So you don't really believe it if you just pray to God and you don't do nothing. You don't really believe it, because your logical mind will tell you, like, in your logical mind, you know that if you're not doing the things to get in shape, that it ain't gonna do it. But don't be mistaken. When you stay focused and stay on the path, once you get God and you get his help, you get in tune with God and you get your spiritual and mental strength and you get there, don't get prideful. And don't think, oh no, I did this on my own, because your logical mind will try to kick in, which is really, sometimes I feel like the enemy. I feel like that's the devil trying to get in your head. If he can't get you distracted on the way and make you think that you can't do it so you'll stop, then once you get there, then he'll try to convince you that you're the one who did it. It's not so, man. It's not so. We can plan the journey, but he guides your steps. And that's the way it is. And the sooner you can believe that and stop being so prideful and arrogant, because I'm the same way, and stop believing that it's just me, we can't do nothing without him. Nothing is sustainable without him. And we want to do this so we're healthy, so we can be there to what? Help our family, be there for our family, be there for our friends, because we can't help nobody if we can't move around. So that's something that you got to work on daily. And I'll put some of that in with us as we talk different things, or we do our little workouts. But that's something you have to work on daily. Because if you don't exercise your spiritual strength and your mental strength, it's just like your physical strength. It dissipates and you have none. And then there's what? There's nothing. If you reap what you sow. If you sow nothing, you get nothing. You can't. If you don't put a seed in the ground, dude, you ain't gonna harvest jack. Nothing's coming. All right. Now, we're gonna do 10 burpees. Easy. We're not gonna jump down, right? Because this is for the beginner and like jolt our body hard. You go down easy and you come up smooth and easy, because you don't want to be banging on the ground and hurting your joints or hurting your tendons and all that if you ain't worked out in a while. I mean, we're going to use common sense, and we're gonna build on this, and we're gonna do it 6 days. We're gonna rest one, just like in the Bible. You know, he created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, and then he rested a day. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 6 days. We're gonna rest a day, and then the next week we'll add something to it. Maybe we'll do them with a jump, like a little small jump. It doesn't matter that we're doing something small. the mustard seed that you plant is small, but it grows a big tree, right? Or a big bush. There's debate on that, I think. But anyway about it, whatever you want to call it, but it's a small seed, grows a big plant, right? So anyway, we are going to become consistent like this. We're going to work on the spiritual middle string. We're going to do a small workout and do it every day. And next week, or as we're working out, we'll start talking about other things that we can start cutting out and make small incremental changes, right? So that at the end of a year, we have a big percentage change. And we're a totally different person, right? And everything's in a positive way, right? So that we can be there for our brothers, our sisters, our family and friends, community, in a better, stronger way, a more positive way, right? All right. So we'll go down, and when I go down, notice when I go down, I'm gonna go smooth. And if you can't do a push-up, like I said, lay out flat and come to your knees and get up, whatever. If I start coughing at the end or whatever, just know that I got some chest congestion I've been working through for the last couple of days. Anyways, my allergies have been acting up right now. It's that time of the year. Anyways, all right, here we go. We're gonna take a few jog steps, go down, easy. 1. Take a few jog steps, go down. 2. Now when you go down, you don't have to hop your feet up if you can't. If you gotta bring one foot up at a time and then the other, do it. Down. 3. It also helps if you talk while you're doing them like I am because it makes it harder to breathe. It'll help you develop your breath. 4. And it's really hard for me right now to talk and do this. It's getting me out of breath already because I've had that congestion stuff too. So anyway, 5. All right, here we go. 6. 7. Now remember, if you can't do 10 and all you can do is 5 or 3, whatever, do what you can do. We're going to build on that. 8. 9. 10. All right. So, like I said, if that was easy for you, do some more. You know what I mean? But the whole idea of this is if it was easy for you, maybe just stop at 10 anyway. Because we want you to do them tomorrow. We want you to build a habit. We want you to build consistency. Okay? And I'm going to do them right here with you. We're going to do this every day. You know what I mean? We'll put it up. I want to encourage you. I want you to get stronger. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to develop that relationship with God. And I want you to ask Him. Just say, God, I'm believing in you. I'm entrusting in you. You said entrust in you everything I do. I'm entrusting in this to you. And I ask for you to give me discernment, a cautious mind, and He'll give it to you. So you'll know not to go too far, not to go too hard, but to remain consistent. Ask Him to help you not make excuses. Ask Him for complete guidance and tell Him, I'm trusting in you, I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to read your word, and I'm going to do these things. And I'm going to tell you what, if you do these things, and you actually do them, and you read it a little bit, it'll change you. Because if He's with you, nothing can be against you. Nothing can stand against you if He's with you. It's all a spiritual battle, a mental battle. Everything is a mental battle, that we deal with. Most of us are smart enough, and most of the time too smart for our own good. Because we think we got everything figured out. And to an extent, we got a lot of things figured out. But then why do we not do them? Why can we not get to them? Why not? Why don't we get it done? Because we got weak mental game. Why do we got weak mental game? Well, I believe it's because we got a weak spiritual game. And I know because I've been an inconsistent person in the past, but I've been a heck of a lot more consistent since I started leaning more on God. We're supposed to lean on Him for strength, not be prideful and act like we're the ones who did it. Because, like I said, He controls your breath, He controls your heartbeat. No matter what we do, how healthy we try to get, you're only allowed because He's allowing it. Because He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. You know what I mean? He's letting you live because He got a plan for you. And He's waiting to see if you're gonna reach out and grab it. You know? So you're never gonna be able to know if you don't try. And if you've tried everything else, you haven't really done anything, you hadn't really been successful, maybe you're depressed, or maybe you got all these thoughts and feelings and all this stuff. Well, let me tell you something. The devil's been working overtime on you. That's what he does. That's what his whole squad does. So, what you need to do is get a relationship with God. Start praying, reading the Bible, and then believing without a doubt. And you will get more and more faith if you pray and ask God to give you faith and understanding. And then you read the Word, because you get it by hearing. And then you will believe and you start to put in the work. Just go through the motions and get it done, and it will happen for you. And you'll see a change in your life like never before. You'll change. You'll change, and you'll feel so much joy and so much. And if you don't feel it right at first, don't stop. Just keep going with it, and you're going to see what God's done for you. And the very best thing to do, the very first thing to do, is no matter where you're at, how unhealthy you are, how much financial trouble you got, no matter what, start thanking God. Start with thanksgiving. Start thanking Him when you go to pray for everything you do have, from the smallest thing. Thank you for, even though if I'm this way, thank you for air in my lungs. I know that whenever I had that thing happen to me, I had got far away from Him, and then you know what, I found myself thanking Him, thank you for that happening to me, God, because if that wouldn't have happened to me, I wouldn't have got close to you. You know, after a little while I realized, and sometimes I think that's what happens to us. I think that let you go for so long, and then He lets something happen to you. Not that He necessarily does it to you, but He allows it so you can come back. At the end of the day, that's the end game, man. This is fast. This is quick. It's gonna be over. Then what? This world it's fleeting. Everything. But if you want to be healthy, you want to treat your body as good as you can, you want to be able to grow, you want to be able to help others, this is the way you do it. This is how you build your mental game. All right, I've talked enough. God bless you. And we're going to do this again tomorrow. I won't preach as much. I'll just do more of a exercise, and I might ask you where you at with it and bring it up, but I won't go on and on. But anyways, God bless.